Okay, live. Can people hear me? Can people hear me? Hang on, it's going through. Is it going through this? It might be. I'm not sure. Well, we're going to find out if someone can hear me or not, right? So tell me if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yep. I was picking up something. I guess you can. Maybe you can. Okay. Right. So, good. So one of these microphones is working. That's awesome. Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you guys are amazing. It's really freezing here. Oh my god, you sound a little low, distant sounding. Is that better if I put it through here? Is it like? Am I going through here? I'm not sure. Am I going for up there? What's happening? Don't know why it's distant. But anyway, yeah. Oh yeah. Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing wonderful. Yeah, hola. Ruiger says sounds as if it's the first mic. What, the mic up there, like that one? The mic on the computer? Yeah. Tina says I sound fine. Thank you, Tina. Oh yeah. So DJ's World says good morning. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Cold snap has hit here. Wow, it's going to be 8 degrees tonight. Alrighty. Yeah. Now, guys, I just wanted to say, I got so much abuse on my Jesus videos. I'm not even going to put my theories out anymore. But what I will do, I'm going to put out new information. I'm going to continue to put out new information, but it's going to be more mainstream. Fatal Paper Cut says the table mic. I don't even know. It's this one here. This is the one I use when I'm recording the screen. I don't even know which microphone it is, so we're just going to leave them both here. I tell you what. We're going to leave them both, and yeah, we're just going to do it that way, and that's just the way it's going to be. Do I get louder when I? Oh, okay. It's going through the table mic. Okay, okay. Now I understand how it works. Okay, good. If that's too loud, yeah. So Peter says, sounds like you're speaking into a can, but we can hear you. Okay, that's good. Yeah, for some reason the sound's deteriorated on this microphone. I don't know why. It used to be really nice, but whatever, whatevs. That's just the way things are, I guess, Yeah. Don't know why it's doing that, but whatevs. Okay. Ruiger says, sounds about right. Okay, good. Okay, so, yeah. So, hey, Asahoyu Lapis Philosophorum from Deutschland. He says, cheers, can only listen home office, lol. Right. Tina, it's 2 p.m. there, warm and sunny, is it? Nice. Yeah. So what I want to do with this, Grandpa's saying, no, Grandpa Merkt is saying, I'm doing great, but I have to leave for work. I'm used to you streaming before I go to bed. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like doing it for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, I want to make my channel. I'm going to make my channel. I just want to tell you guys, I'm going to make it a bit more mainstream because honestly, I tell you what, there's so many crazy people out there, mental cases, ridiculous people. It's beyond anything. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, but it will still be exposing lost histories. I just won't be putting so much of my theories into them. Ruiger says I got all the cool hats. Well, I'm not sure about this one here. You see, this one's maybe not so. If I wear it like that, it's okay. If I wear it like that, oh, look at that market left because it's a bit tight. If I wear it like that, oh no, it's going to be like that, right? So there we go, right? There we go. Right. So yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. Right. So yeah, Ruiger Christian. Yeah. Ruiger says Christians can be a little bit scary. See, I'm a Catholic, but I tell you what, with anyone who's religious, anyone, it's sometimes with them, it's got to be a certain way, or you're in their bad books, and they're going to convert you. But while they're converting you, you're thinking, why the hell would I want to go to heaven with you? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a bit of a thing, isn't it? I told them, I'm not talking faith. I'm talking history. Forget about faith. Faith is, you go to a priest for that. I'm just talking history, but still they come on with their comments. Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah. So Ruiga says, I was raised a Catholic as well. Nice. Ruiga says this hat works for me. Thanks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, if it's like that, it's like a, maybe you wear that at the front. Do you wear this at the front? Is that thing at the front? People stopped wearing hats about 50 years ago, so no one knows. But I saw an old man on the tram, and he was dressed in a hat, like a hat and suit, old style, like the way he would have dressed as a young man. He just wanted to dress that way, with the hat as well. It was nice to see that people are, fashion conscious. I tell you what, it's nice to see that people are fashion conscious. So, Kasper Grabovich says, "What's up?" So, what's now, Charles? Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? So upcoming videos are going to be. So I'm going to do upcoming videos on lost bits of the 20th century, which are going to be very interesting. Upcoming videos on just lost histories. That's what I always do on this channel, just lost histories. It's going to be very interesting. As Hoyu says, it's one angle up and a demon upside down in us. The Jonathan Clicks channel, the Vatican is a snake. Okay, but okay, interesting. Ruiga says, need to bring hats back. Let's get back to Victorian class. I totally agree with you. I tell you what, I bought this the other day. It's a puffer jacket. Because I'm thinking maybe I should get more 21st century, I'm just wearing older stuff, and since the COVID, everyone has become casual. I was dressed, if you go to the wrong street, once I went out some nights ago, and if you go to the wrong street and you wear what you could have worn 5 years ago and not be noticed, everyone's going to stare at you, So I don't know. The fashion's very rapidly changing due to this catastrophe. I think it's catastrophes that change fashions. Yeah, and it's pretty cold here as well. So Tammy says, I liked your video on the Green Man and Jesus. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. It's very kind of you indeed, Tammy. Thank you so much. Yeah. Ben from Gulf City. Hey, man, what's up? Hello, Ben. Yeah. Sven says, you sound great. Thank you, sir. Yes. JP says, what's an example of something non-mainstream? Non-mainstream. My theories. That's what I mean. My theories. That's what I'm noticing. People don't like my theories. If I had been, a minority do, but that's the problem. If I had been talking conventional history since I began the channel, I'd be on 150, 200,000 subbies easy. That would be conservative. You see what I mean? So, I want to be a little bit more known, and spouting my theories is holding me back because only you people like them, and everyone else says, you don't see the bad. You guys don't see the bad comments. I get rid of them. And so many people say, I'm unsubscribing. I'm unsubscribing. Yeah, I'm unsubscribing. And immediately I unsubscribe from them by blocking them from the channel because that is the rudest thing to do. That is so bad. So they can't make a comment on here, I imagine. But that's their problem, right? Anyway, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, look at that. Got pool balls on there. We're going to play some pool, right? Yeah, maybe later this week. Yeah, okay. So, rightio. So, Thomas says, greetings and good tidings from Canada. Hello, Thomas. And Canada's about to get warm soon. You're going to have some nice temperatures. Yeah. Thomas says, what is the time there, Charles? It's Tuesday, 11:08 p.m. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Luke says it's fashions that change catastrophes. Aristotle, maybe. That might be a long shot. Is that a long shot? That is Aristotle. Fatal Paper Cut says, at least you're one of the only channels that makes an active attempt to show how you got to your conclusions. And 9 out of 10, they still make sense. Scientific consensus has taken over the method, it seems. It kind of has. And this is the problem of being a historian. And YouTube doesn't understand this, when you're a historian, guess what? You do your own original research and you put that original research out there. But that is actually what every single YouTube channel is actually doing. But the historians are kind of being tarnished a bit for doing this because it's not conventional. Because it can't be conventional if it's original now, can it? Because a convention is something that everyone does. But if it's original and new, it's not conventional, right? Right. You got it. Yeah. So Ruiga says you got the pool shark hat. Is this a pool shark hat? There we go. We got the pool, and the pool. Yes, gonna play some pool. Woo! So Tammy says, well, personally, I need to listen to things that make me think outside the box. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. We'll be doing some of that on this channel. Just new things. Totally new things. Yes. So Ruiga is also in Canada. And he says, we've been getting some fair weather in Western Canada, but I look out and see snow now. Yeah. Werewolf, I don't know what you're talking about. Tina says, Robert Sheldrake shows so many science dogmas are wrong. Monkey science is, Darren says, are you going to do another video on those lines across Africa? Well, there's not much more to say. There's no I don't think there's any Wikipedia article on them. You know what? I bet you they're in a geology journal somewhere. One of you guys can look up I think Ancient Architects is a geologist. He can look up a geology journal and have a look. I'll also write on Twitter that I'm now live, so they see that. I'm now live. There we go. Right. So, there you go. Go. Oh, yeah. Right. So there's not much to say on what else can we say? I mean, and it's not even my research as well. I don't want to hijack it. It's someone else's research, but it seems he didn't follow it up. He just made an article on it, and then that's it. And these lines are a mile apart. They're ancient canals. Yeah. Stefan says I'm giving off a Michael Jackson beat vibe tonight. That's because what I want all the mentally ill people to beat it from my channel. I just want to talk to nice people. Is that all right with everyone? Is that okay? Is that too much to ask? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I want YouTube to treat me a bit better. So Thomas says, will you get around to researching the so-called elite? Well, I've been doing that. I've made videos on the and I'll continue to do that. I want to make a video about the Hellfire Clubs. Actually, they're quite interesting to investigate from a history perspective. Yeah. Monkey Science says plasma has a refractive index. What do you mean by that, Monkey Science? What do you mean? Plasma has a refractive index. Does it? I guess it does. That's what nebulas are doing, but this ain't, Anyway, Thomas says, supposed to not snow here in southern Ontario too. I resolved to wear shorts anyway. Awesome, mate. Awesome. Miles says, on the verge of alien disclosures, and the press is too busy creating contrived distraction. Mate, there ain't any disclosures. These disclosures. When you read them, it's a woman who rang up the FBI in 1962 and said, I saw some aliens. Maybe it's the Russians. Or I saw something zipping through the sky, and they're classified because they could be Russian spacecraft or something like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, werewolf. I don't werewolf. You see, there we go. You see, unsubscribed. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So Lapis Philosophorum says, "Is the Green Man a pre-Babylonian Jewish lost tribe religion?" Hmm. You know, show me a link. Let's see the Green Man in Babylonian tradition. This is something brand new. I've never thought of this before, Mr. Lapis Philosophorum. You know, yeah. What else? Miles says, on the verge of alien disclosures, and the press is too busy creating. Oh yeah, we've read that. Bondi says, bust out a moonwalk. Reinhard von Holst says, did Michael Jackson have a hat like this? It's a bit different, wasn't it? I don't know. Reinhard says, hey Reinhard, how you doing? Asahoyu says, Dave is the real king of pop. Ruiger Sturm says, Green Man, think it goes back to the Wild Hunt, right? Pakahudi, the Great Warrior, says, hi, Charles. How old do you think humanity really is? And would you make a video on it? Well, it's millions of years old. It's millions and millions of years old. It must be. We must be millions of years old, for sure. Pachakudi says, oh no, I've just read that. JP says, so the Sphinx will be no older than 4,000 years going forward. Why would it be no older than 4,000 years? I'm not saying that. Graham says, well, I've got to head out the door. Goodbye from snowy Kansas City. I'll catch this if you upload it later. Miles says, what about recent videos, especially spinning three-sided pyramids? What do you mean spinning three-sided pyramids, sir? What do you mean by that? So Lapis is following it up now. He's talking about what he thinks is the Babylonian Green Man. He says, I wonder why the Green Man fits so well with the New Testament. Is it the same root? Well, I sort of explained it in my video. I made a suggestion that the reason, I don't know if I should even talk about it. I got so much abuse, I tell you what, but the reason is Jesus is portrayed as a human sacrifice to his Father in the New Testament. Now, do you think Jesus spent his whole life saying he's a human sacrifice to his Father? Doesn't necessarily seem that way. So that means the doctrine was changed by someone. And why would it be changed in that direction? Asahoyu says, Comatose says, greetings, Comatose. Darren says, how about a video on Asia natal rock in Japan? I haven't heard of that, sir, but you can feel free to put a link down there in the comment. Monkey Signs, does anyone know where silica comes from? Well, it's a rock, isn't it? I mean, what are we supposed to think about it? Tammy says, does anyone else watch Roger Spur's Mud Fossil University? That's a good channel. Mark says, Google Professor Zeus blogspot shows you the goons trying to control us. Gumby says, no. Miles says, pyramid. So before you said, what about the recent videos, especially the three spanning pyramids, did you mean? Oh, the Trinity, I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. Casper says Bill Cooper in the 90s was talking about a very similar subject as Freemasons and Egyptian religion. What do you think about fellow Aussie Max Igan theories? I don't know who Max Igan is, but the name is vaguely familiar, so I don't know who he is, unfortunately. Yeah. Sevic is saying, how do I put food on the table? That's a bit of a personal question, mate. That's a bit of a personal question. Thomas says, that Green Man story reminds me of Attis of Phrygia, hung from a pine, castrated. Yes, I think you're right about that. Right. Attis of Phrygia, hung from a pine, castrated. Would this be the Celts in Phrygia? That's interesting. Asahuyu says, pre-Babylonian sacrifice ritual from the Jewish Celtic heritage. Ruiga says, think many of the changes implemented were for greater control over the common folk. Gumby says, careful, mud fossils are a little crazy. Yeah, honestly, look, he's a fantastic scientist, but he goes, you know what? I reckon he goes kind of too far, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I think he goes a little bit too far. Gumby says, love the hat. I'm going to start wearing this thing. Yeah, I'll start wearing this thing. What do you think of that? Yo! Joel says, pyramid-shaped UFOs buzzing, UFO US destroyer is what he was talking about. Well, that thing is more mysterious. That the pyramid-shaped UFOs, yeah, those are very interesting indeed. My uncle says Roy Harper released an album 20 odd years ago called The Green Man. Irrelevant but good album. I think I've heard of that, but no, maybe not. 20 years ago. Okay, that's something else. Okay. Thomas says Attis was one of the 16 Christ figures prior to Jesus the Christ. Oh, interesting. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, so the other Christ figures were who? There was Krishna, Bacchus, Apollonarius. By the way, the existence of the Apollonarius of Tyana writings that you can just Google and look up prove that the structure of the New Testament is taken from a life of a philosopher with magical powers, which is very interesting. Yeah. Morton says, hey, Mr. Hatman. Hey, Morton, thumbs up. What's that called? High five. Yeah. Yeah. Stefan Jovic says, will you be looking into similar Jesus Messiah figures which have fallen under the radar? Yes, possibly. Yes, that's a good idea. What I like to do, I just like to put out, the reason I do this channel, and someone asked before about money, look, it's not for money. I just do this because these theories and these issues are not out there. But I see people actually don't always want the issues out there. They get upset, offended. I'm blocking people left and right and center all the time who are giving me crazy messages, mentally ill people. You have no idea. This is unbelievable. So I just want nice people watching my channel. But to calm people down, I need to make videos which are a little bit more regular, but still about unknown topics. Yeah, why not? Joel says, hello, everyone, by the way. Gay Chuck. Loving the prolific output these days. Thank you so much, Joel Towner. Awesome. Thank you, sir. And I love your nice comment. Excellent. So, more nice comments. That's why I'm doing this channel, not to get crazy comments from people. I don't know, mentally ill, crazy people. What's wrong with them, Anyway, Steve says, wonder why so many gods are born on December the 24th. Yeah. Well, you know why. You know exactly why. It's the solstice. That's why. It's rebirth. But in Europe, it's the winter solstice. So they're getting out of winter. So wouldn't you celebrate a god that took you out of winter, out of a European winter? Oh, my God. That is ridiculous, a European winter. The winter here is too much, too cold. Who wants to? What about winter in Europe? And there's people here from Canada, USA. It's even colder than Europe in winter. Unbelievable. Randy Garcia says the ancient Egyptian symbol of plant, meaning tree of life, was 3 sacred lotus lilies. There's the three pyramids. You see, it's related to that. Lapis Philosophorum, who's an awesome guy, says heard the Yana story comes from Japan. This is Janus. The Christ figure too, old myth. Indeed, he's almost Christ-like, isn't he? Because by coming out of the waters of creation, he's in a way being reborn. He's from the water. He's a kind of fish. Jesus is a fish too. I think I must have touched on some links between Christianity and Janus, or Oana. He's called Oana, Joanna, Janus, Jonah. See? Why is it Jonah? Why is it Jonah? Because it's Oana. It's in the Bible. There we go. XTC, I love that band. XTC released a track in 1991. Oh, I got to look them up and listen to one of their albums. Yes, thanks for reminding me. Cool. XTC. Ecstasy. So Sevic says, hey, Kos, just wondering as to what nationality you're from, bro. So I've been making a lot of videos about centered in Poland. So that's where my parents are from. They're from that, and they came to Australia to get away from that. And yeah, yeah. So therefore, I'm born here in Australia. Yeah. Darren says, what about the Sphinx of Balochistan in Pakistan? What about that Sphinx? Tell me about a Sphinx. Darren, cool it. We only know so much. We know there's a Sphinx there in Balochistan. As for written records, which is what I as a historian could be telling you about, to my knowledge, there are none. There are none. But you might like to try looking at different alignments, see if it's aligned to different solar alignments, to different days. You can test which day it aligns to on different sunrises. That would be amazing. Randy says, they have tree stems curving to the left as though blown into life by the breath of who? Who could be, I think, the god He. I believe He was an ancient god in Britain, or the Saxon world, which is why he is, you know, because it's similar to this who. Yeah. Anyway. Rightio. A long way from home says, howdy, Chuck. Saying hi from America. Keep spreading knowledge. Thank you so much, a long way from home. Cheers. Riga says, no, you're right. Pakakuti. Morton says, if I eat reptile, vitamin, and mineral supplements, will I grow a bone ring around my neck? Who are you talking about, sir? What do you mean bone ring? Stefan Jovic says, I really enjoyed your video on the Sphinx. Thank you so much, Stefan. Thanks for the kind words. Randy says Osiris is the hanged man. Right. Pakakuti says, as long as you don't have people believing the earth is flat, your subject has not gotten too crazy. I know. But I cannot talk about Christianity. People get upset. I cannot talk about, it's weird, you know. I can't, there's certain things you cannot talk about. I can't talk about Atlantis. People get upset. So why should I talk about it at all? I know exactly where Atlantis was, where the capital city was, where the canal. I know all this, but I can't talk about them. People get upset. They're crying. They give me thumbs down. Thumbs down. And they're crying about my video. So I'm sick of it. I tell you what, I'm sick of it. I'm just going to release normal stuff from now on, not unconventional topics. I'll tell you that. Not controversial topics, just normal topics, but also unknown topics, you know. Antonis Antoniadis says, what a pity, I love the G's. Oh, no, we'll talk a little bit about it. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about it, but I'm not going to give my theories because people don't like my theories. Gilliam says, hi, Charles. It's Nibiru from Twitter. How have you been? Opinions on the GF structure. I haven't looked into it. I really haven't looked into that structure, sir. But to my knowledge, you know, I did look at it once, and I thought, yeah, it could be. It might be. Yeah. Let's close that Facebook window. There we go. Rightio. Yeah. Mark says, get them out there, Charles. We're all behind you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. Melazine, yeah. The fish theme is mostly a picture for the water spring priests. Picts Melusine. Melusine is a very strange legend from medieval France. Isn't it about a mermaid who pops out of the water, and doesn't she have a human partner? But I forget the legend. Something like that. Melusine. Guilherme says, hi Charles. Oh no. Joel says 3 days of darkness at the winter solstice would only happen at the 66th latitude. Does this make the dying and rising 3 days later myth a Nordic origin? Wow. I think you've just made a discovery. See, when I encounter things like this, I'll just pump out a video. Yeah, you've made a discovery there. That's a new way of putting it. Wow. Congratulations, Joel. You're a historian. You're a very good historian. Wow. So Casper says, wow, so your parents are from Poland. Shemav Taki Miraji. By the way, I can't quite understand that. Sorry, Casper. By the way, any more episodes with boys? ForgottenOrigins.com. I don't know. Who's that? Are they? Oh, that's yeah, that must be those two Aussies in North Queensland. Yeah, maybe in future. Yeah. Asahoyu says there is a flooded sphinx in Florida. Karl Munk code. Giza was flooded ritually to remember it. Yep, I agree. Arthur says, why do all mystery schools have some form of rebirth? Where does it come from? I don't know, sir. I don't know. Terry says, hi, Charles. Yee! Pekachuti says, where was Atlantis located? Well, wasn't it UK? Isn't UK a partly sunken continent? Look what happened to Doggerland. UK is still sinking. Continental Europe is stable. UK, home of the Giants, home of the Redheads. Yeah. Miles Flynn says, any meaningful underwater exploration of Doggerland occurring that you're aware of? No. Randy says, the North remembers. Darren Mather says, have a look at the carved mountain in the shape of an Indian head in Antequera, Spain, which faces a dolmen. Really? Give a link. Put a link now. Put a link there now. I want to see. You put a link there now, mister. You got 3 seconds to put a link there. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Lapis says the rebirth is the myth that the Anunnaki god Akhenaten's son will come back. The gods are back? I hope so. I hope not. They might not be nice gods. Morton says, we want the link. Yes. Darren, give us the link, because I can't just find this. I gotta have a link. P. Rick says, yo, what's up, Charles? Hello, P. Rick. I'm all right. Hope you're all right too. Hope you're doing wonderful. Asahoyu says, it's the base of all cultures. Yeah. Oh, yeah. P. Rick's. Yes. P. Rick. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I've punched you in the face. I meant to give you a. There we go. There we go. Thumbs up. All right. Luke says, when do you think the mass cover-up of history was initiated? Where did that go? Or is this all just a confused mashup of loosely connected information? Well, cover-ups are often due to a nationalist bias. For example, Germany didn't want there to be a Poland, so they covered up this. To my knowledge, they covered up the Swedes. There's no way the Swedes are not the Slavs. The Swedes are spoken of as a different race to the Germans. They're spoken of as a different kind of people. They act differently. They're a different temperament. It said they were more warlike. Where are all the wars in Europe right now? It said they were nomads. They didn't even live in cities. They just lived on caravans like gypsies. They had a gypsy lifestyle, but they had their own flocks. That's the difference. These were Germans who had a gypsy lifestyle in Eastern Europe for thousands of years and a massive confederation. And this was probably due to some order. They had some empire. It was kind of like how the Mongol Empire was, just highly mobile over a vast area. They had to be highly mobile. Let's say Caesar's army is coming through. You want to pack up everything, get on your wagons. You don't want to burn everything. You want to have a wholly mobile, a very mobile army. Yeah, wholly mobile. Yeah. So Luke says, when you think, runs naked through the forest, says, hi, Charles. Hope you're doing great. Don't forget to look into the work of Parat petroglyphs, high current auroras. Cheers from Belgium. Cheers, Mr. Belgium. Yeah, Parat and the Electric Universe. Yeah, interesting. P. Rick, what happened? I punched you in the nose. I'm sorry, P. Rick. Miles says dolmens are way stations of nocturnal travelers. They were built to protect against solar radiation during plasma events during the day. That's my theory, and it's a very nice theory too. I like your theory. Now, you might like to incorporate in that theory the reason why dolmens and so forth, they're often built at centers of tectonic upheaval. They're on fault lines. You might like to incorporate that in your theory as well. Pakikuti says that's pretty interesting. You think the whole UK could be it? Might explain why these mountaintops are out in the water near Scotland. Well, it's obvious. It's Doggerland/UK because you look at the Aurea Linda manuscript, which I think is partly true because I used to study medieval manuscripts. People, I used to study this, and I know how it's struck. I can see it's based on different sources with different authors. I can see that. If it was a forgery, it'd just be one author all the way through. And it talks about massive cataclysm in Germany. It talks about which destroyed most of Germany. And this was apparently an asteroid that smacked into Austria and wiped out Egypt 3100 BC. I found heaps of evidence inside the Aurea Linda manuscript, which talks about Atlan, the drowned land, for it not to be true. I think it's a Nordic version of the Atlantis legend. Yes. And I'll make a video about that. It's not very mainstream, but I'll make a video about that anyway. Or should I? Maybe I should just stop all this stuff about Atlantis. I don't know. Yeah. Asahoyu says, the history fake is on purpose. We found the Anunnaki tech left from the last reset. Eternal lamps, mechanotrons, etc. Robots of the gods. Yes, you're right. The ever-burning lights. An ever-burning light was probably originally an electric light. You're right. And this has happened. Jacek Jaglovsky says Germans were originally Slavs. Schwaben, for example, they were hijacked by Sassanids from Middle East. Sassanids. Do you think the Slavs were hijacked? Who are you saying was hijacked? The Germans or the Slavs? But yes, the Slavs are mixed, aren't they? Yes. They're mixed up. Yeah, you're right. That's one theory, that the Slavs were a German tribe, and then they became a bit different by mixing. Their language changed when they mixed with these Iranians, apparently. I'm not convinced by that argument, I have to say, but definitely there's some mixing. Rahi Tiki says, hi, do you think the ancient Mongol are the same as modern Mongol? So there's theories, aren't there, that the ancient Mongols are actually redheads. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not sure. I wish I had a time machine, mate. Terry says, I think we are mostly from ancient. I want to put my feet up. Can I put my feet up? I want to put my feet up. Let's put my feet up. That's better. Yeah, that's nicer. Terry says, I think we're from ancient Yamnaya, who are essentially a mixture of Siberian herders mixed with Semitic and ancient Persian peoples. That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it. Good on you, Terry. I admire you for sticking with that theory. Goitzim Reagan says the Scythian and the noble Scythian. Asahoya says the stone circles have artificial layered soil. Crystal flakes like Newgrange give a current energy on purpose. Jacek Jaglovsky says Schwaben, Slaven, Slav. Yeah, it's the same word. But the Russians call them Slavs, don't they? But in the West Slav language, it's Shwavi. But the West Slavs are a different empire to the East Slavs. They were a different empire. And it says that in the old chronicles, that it was a different empire. It went up to Russia. This empire went from Venice to Germany to whatever, Poland, but it went up to Russia. It didn't include Russia. Jules Verne says gangster. Manan Shadva says, is it true that ancient people were taller than us modern humans? Yes and no, both. Casper says, what do you think about Patronite? Seems that people can speak out more openly and brings a stream of income as well. Yeah, I get a bit of money from Patreon. It's okay. I'll tell you what, if you're renovating a castle, there's a woman called the Chateau Diaries, this channel, and she makes entertaining girly videos about her chateau and how she's decorating it. And because she's got a nice personality, she's making, guess how much she's making a month on Patreon? She's got 120,000 subscribers. I want you to guess how much she's making per month on Patreon in euros. And this is money just to help her renovate her chateau. People are giving money to help her renovate her chateau. Guess how much? Ryan says, does mainstream mean you're going back to tapping the screen with your fancy pen? Sure, why not? It's easy to make those videos. I love those videos. Love you, Dr. Charles. Happy 420. Thank you so much, Ryan. Antonis Antoniadis says, when I saw the Green Man video, I was reminded of the movie The Mask, 1994. What a fun movie that was. That was amazing. I love that movie. I saw that in the cinema as a part of a school excursion. That was amazing in a now demolished cinema. So Lapis says he's getting his PS5. Got a call from my electricity company. Whoa, sorry, folks. Lol. Miles Flynn says 11 euros a month. Okay, so look, I said, for those tuning in, there's a woman called the Chateau Diaries. How much is she making on Patreon a month to renovate her chateau? She's got 120,000 subscribers. She's making 24,000 euros a month. And now she's going to spend 100,000 to bring back her Chateau Lake. There you go. So if you're renovating, you can make big money from Patreon. But I don't see the ancient mysteries people's making. The ancient mysteries people haven't found a way to make money from Patreon, and I haven't really found that either, to be honest. So, oh well. Jules Verne says, let go of, 24K. Jules Verne says, let go of the need for every no answer or even outcome at all. Follow the themes of the 12th house, especially now. Release everything and become all. Sounds like paradise. I love it. Dave says hello from Taiwan. Hello, Dave. Dave has a channel. Yeah. Manan, and he does live videos. I was on one of his live videos, and he was checking out those canals in Africa. Manan says, "Can you make a video on the emerald tablets of Thoth? Maybe one day." Yeah, why not? That'd be cool. Beardy Advocate says, "What's the 12th house?" Now you better explain what the 12th house is. Let's hear it. Yeah, 12th house. David says, "Had a troll today." Man, I reckon these trolls are just lockdown people. These are like people. In Australia, we're no longer locked down. We locked down before you guys, but we're not locked down now. And we can go outside, and I'm feeling so much better. No mask except on trams, no mask. It's good. Feeling so much better. Reinhardt says, "Are you familiar with the Babylonian counting system?" No, I'm not. It's almost identical to Roman style. 1, 2. Really? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because the Romans, I've said it many times, are not Westerners. They're redheads. Yeah, the Roman race is red. Is kind of a red blonde haired race, but they're not. They're like from Asia. They're mixed with Asians. Many Italians are also Slavic, possibly. Now, someone said earlier that the Slavs were a German tribe who mixed with the Iranians became Slavs. That cannot be, because Portugal has a Russian accent. How many Germans do you know with a Russian accent? In addition, do you know what the name of the Slavic kingdom was in Portugal? Do you know what the capital city was? Do you know what it was? It was Braga. Braga. So these were people from Praga, and in Praha, and they called the capital of their kingdom. They changed the Celtic name to Braha. Braha. The Slavs were Slavs already. Tell us about the troll, Dave. I tell you what, these trolls. So the troll is someone who's just making. I don't know. Now these are beyond trolls. I tell you what, they're attacking. They're like just mentally ill people. I tell you what, unbelievable. Jules Verne says. Jules Verne says, "Shequetet arlich vol malite." What are you talking about, Jules Verne? Oh my God. Reinhardt says, "Are you familiar with..." Jules Verne said, "Oh, I thought we were talking Thoth." Okay. Right. Is that the triple god, is it? Shequetet arlich vol malite. Okay. Jules Verne says he's never wore one. Okay. Randy says New Zealand bubble. Yeah, there's a bubble. So we have a travel bubble in New Zealand. So what happened the other night was I went outside and a plane went past. Passenger plane. That's unusual. And about an hour later, another plane went past. And I've been hearing planes today. Very odd. So I guess that's part of the travel bubble with New Zealand. And I think it's Singapore as well. Is that true? We can go to Singapore. And that's it. But Australians not allowed to leave. That's the thing, apart from that. Darren says, "How about the Hoysalsvara temple in India? Machine or not?" I don't know, sir. I guess not. It's made of stone, isn't it? And wood. DT says, "Have you ever studied the DNA history of old Europe people?" Not really. Pakakuti wants to know about Bosnian pyramid. Is it legit or hoax? Mate, it's legit. It's legit. But what is your definition of pyramid? That's the problem. What is your definition of pyramid? What is it? My definition of pyramid is something that points to the four corners of the universe, is north, south, east, west aligned, or solstice aligned, and incorporates spherical mathematics by representation or mathematically, and has a central apex, and is at an omphalos of that ancient nation, and commemorates the world tree. That's what a pyramid is. And so I found that out, and it's taken many years of research. That's a pyramid. And someone comes up and says, oh, the Bosnian pyramid's a mountain, so it's not a pyramid. What's their definition of pyramid? A shape? Something built with blocks? What is it? Definitely it was a sacred ancient site. It's archaeology. Alwyn says, how about the megalith at Petersburg? Were they Hyperborean? You'll have to give me a link, mate. I've never heard of it. Dave Stiggs says he's blocked this troll that was annoying him. Right, I see. Okay. You've blocked him. Miles says Portuguese have a word for the love of the past. Saudade. Yeah, you look, mate. You look at the cities in Portugal, Spain. It's to me, it's clear the Slavs were there. The names, it's very clear to me. Whoops. And I have to say, Spaniards act very East European. Many of their mannerisms, their humor is very East European. It's not West European. There's something very East European mixed with them, I have to say. Yeah. Militiaman says, I love the hat, Charles, looking sharp as always. Oh, thank you so much. I feel nice that you said that. Thank you. Yeah, Pakakudi says, and what do you think of DMT? Have you tried? I don't do drugs, mate, except for coffee. But you know what? I've stopped the coffee because you drink more and more and more, and then the whole day is like you kind of feel tired the whole day, and you're half asleep because the body doesn't know if it's asleep or it's awake. I don't like it. I'm not gonna drink it anymore. And I feel just calm. You know, you feel more calm if you don't drink coffee. There's just a calmness. The brain stops this overthinking. It's always in a zealous overthinking of every situation. Overthinking. You know what I mean? Terry says Germanics are Slav, Celt, and Sami. Yep, exactly. So, I mean, so there's a funny thing with World War II, you know. The Germans allied with all these non-blonde nations to attack a massive blonde country, Russia, you know, full of blondes. Like, what the, you know. But you're saying Germanics are Slav, Celt. Yeah, well, that's what I've noticed. Slav, Celt, Sami, yeah. German people are mixed with these Slavs. So the thing is, the German historians must have noticed this, and they didn't want to be mixed with them. So they pushed them away from history. And they even write that the Suebi, not the Suevi. And I read there is no ancient source on Suebi. It's mainly written as Suevi. Suavi. So as you say, and the Germans they've tried everything to change it. Jules Verne says, not saying it correctly, I am a girl, Charles. You're a girl? Okay, cool. All right, okay. Pakakudi says, oh no, Samuel Reeves says, do you know much about esotericism in the medieval period? Okay, so here's the problem. Esotericism, I assume you're talking about John Dee type stuff. There's hardly any written voice from the medieval period. There's almost no books. The ones that were written, only a few survive. Yes, there's a few esoteric spells and things, I guess, in some of these manuscripts, but not many. So I don't know much about it, unfortunately. But what do you know? You can tell us what you know. Yeah, you tell us what you know, sir. And I didn't see a link from that guy. We didn't get a link, you know. You guys are asking me questions and then you don't give me a link. You want me to answer your questions? Where's the link? So I can see. I want to see, and then I can answer. You know, isn't that fair? Just be fair on good old Chucky here. Be fair. So Lapis says triple God the rod, God the Todd, deaf on German, deaf in German. Rod, Todd, Rod, Todd. Yeah. Chicky Rouge says, hey all. Darren says, yes, made of stone, but it's made with high-tech tools. What is? Were you the one who was going to give me the link? Give me the link. Link. Please give me the link. Ringo Stark says, Charles Rocks. Thank you, Ringo Stark. Ringo Stark says, one coffee in the morning. That's it for me. Yeah, I just had one coffee today, and that's enough. That's enough. Jules Verne says, Charles has a blue Lexus and not a black Cadillac. That car is a disaster. Oh man, that car is a disaster. It's always at the mechanic. Just plain folks says, Charles, so good to see you, brother. Beardy says, I switched from coffee to roasted dandelion tea. Good idea. I might do that. Maybe I'll do that. Dandelion tea. You have to do something. It can't just be water, you know. I mean, Sterny says, coffee is my calm. Nice. Okay. Ringo says, not Germans, Nazis. Yeah. Nazis. Antonis Antoniadis said, let them cry. Just give us the good stuff. We love it. Oh, thank you so much, Antonis. What I was saying earlier was that I put my theories out there. People cry. And I'm so sick of it. So, yeah. People cry about it. I have to block so many crazy people. Maltman says, I just discovered, Maltman says, Metal Man. You're Metal Man, aren't you? Metal Man says, I just discovered a spectacular building in Indonesia, Masjid Kuba Makassar. I've never seen something so incredible. Okay, what is this gonna link to? I'm gonna check what that links to. Let's see what it links to, eh? Shall we see what it links to? Well, it's very new. It's a mosque. It's just a huge round pyramid. Yeah, mosques are from pyramids. Originally, they were like near pyramids. I mean, if you look at what a mosque is, right? It's a mound with obelisks. Doesn't that sound like ancient Egypt to you? You know what I mean? Yeah. Chris Voss says, Curious Voss says, yeah, try not to overthink on DMT. No thanks. No, not for me. Jules Verne says, but caddy is a golfing term and table condiments, I suppose. Stelner says, which medieval period, though? D would be English medieval. Most of our esoteric record is recorded in French. Cheeky Roo says, hot lemon water, the very best. I think I'll do that, hot lemon water. Yeah, I'm getting off coffee. Makes the teeth yellow as well. What's the point of that? You know? Good for your gums too, says Sid. Ringo Stark says, great work on your theory relating Green Man to Jesus Christ. Fascinating. Thank you so much, Ringo Stark. Very good to hear indeed. Beardy says, I've never tried rose water. I think I will now. Asoyu says, my 7th or 8th tail caffeine today. Lol, no headache today. Sid, the monkey one, says, what's that giant pile of boulders here in Australia called? Can't remember. You're talking about Black Mountain? Jules Verne, is that one? Jules Verne says, DMT, the one chemical that comes to you twice in your life. Yeah, why would you take that, honestly? Ringo Stark says, Stupper. Chicky Rose says, Sid, what is rose water exactly? Sterny Kild says, they are great non-acoustic resonators, mosques. Verity Walker says, just finished work and want to tell you how much I'm enjoying your work. Straya. Thank you so much, Verity Walker. Cheers. Thank you. Jules Verne says, Chucky, you get the hip and soak it. What's that? What's he talking about? Chris Tanner says, hot chocolate with cinnamon. Emma Coombs says, lemon water helps kickstart the metabolism. Should be the first drink of the day. Beardy says, DMT sounds scary. Wouldn't want any gnomes tinkering with my brain, and giant insects sounds terrifying. Yeah, that does sound terrifying. I wouldn't recommend that, to be honest. But what about those academics in the 50s and 60s who pushed all these silly drugs? I read Doors of Perception, and he's basically looking at a chair leg turning into different things. That's what he's doing over several hours, and he's writing down what happens. It's a fun little book. I wish books were still that length and not ridiculous lengths that they are today. I tell you that. Yeah. Right. Okay. Chicky Rouge says, "Ooh, I like taking a rose flower bath." Got it? Got it. Jules Verne says, he pronounced your name Sturny. Sturny says DMT wasn't good in my opinion, preferred acid. Jules Verne says rose water. Sturny says, well, you can't exactly tell me how your name's pronounced, can you? I mean, he wouldn't take either thou now. No need. Why is there no need? What are you taking now? Metal Man says, I'm also enjoying your work. Thank you for your videos. Thank you, Metal Man. Sid the Monkey One says, a little bottle of rose water flavoring from the Super Monkey costs like $2. Jules Verne says, terrifying. Serious? There are no gnomes. Only you. Chris Tanner says, mushrooms are in season now. Beardy says, not an experience I want to have. Just say no. That's right. Stoney says, no why needed ever. Ringo says, the drugs in the 60s were invented at the Tavistock Institute. Yeah, something, the 60s was a bit funny, a funny decade, wasn't it? Samuel says, I don't know much about it. Esotericism. The topic is very hard to reach indefinite conclusions on. Just a topic of curiosity. Ringo says the 60s were socially engineered. Emma says, turmeric and pinch of salt in small amount of water is good for reducing sugar levels if you're a diabetic. Interesting. Samuel says, Ringo, you hit the nail on the head. And he says, Doors of Perception was written by Huxley, right? It certainly was. Ringo says the CIA pushed acid. Verity says, morning tea and lemon balm, best Kickstarter. What are some other Kickstarters? Any more? Just Plain Folk says, once again, Charles, you've had an explosive number of original takes on a wide range of topics. How about a book with the entire breadth of them in one place? Yeah, I was working on a book called Proof of the Gods. I released a copy prematurely, but it was full of errors, so I'm fixing it up. But I don't know if I want to anymore. It's so writing a book, so much work. It's so, and I've already done the work putting it here. Stern says gnomes are just Scandinavian cats. Ringo says women's lib was invented at the Rockefeller Institute. Interesting. Chicky Rouge is asking Emma, how much turmeric do you use? Chris says black seed oil, Ceylon cinnamon with Manuka honey cures just about anything. Jules Verne says, do you have synesthesia, Charles? No. Chris says, your last video was good. Thank you so much, Chris. I just put out a video today, actually. So there was a 1257 volcanic eruption, like almost super volcano-like. You could call it that in Indonesia. And that rings a bell. There was a revolution in England in 1258. Simon de Montfort. They overturned the political system. They made the king a constitutional monarch for 5 years, and then after that, Simon de Montfort was executed. He was given a traitor's execution. It went back to Henry III and absolute monarchy for the next several centuries until post Elizabeth. I think wasn't Elizabeth the last one. No, it was Charles II. Charles I was the last one to rule absolutely, and then after him, that was it. Revolution, and that was it. Beardy says there was always some dude hanging out acid at punk shows in the 90s. Jules says, do I have synesthesia? I don't have synesthesia. No, I know what you're talking about. I don't have it. Chicky Rouge says, my sister writes so true. Stephen says, Emma, true. Cinnamon from Ceylon mixed with hemp oil or some other oil high in omegas and cider vinegar will cure diabetes. Wow. Sid the Monkey says, have you ever heard the story of the Southern Cross? It's an Adam and Eve-like story from Aboriginal Dreamtime. Maybe. Probably. Stern says institutes were invented in the Rockefeller Institute. What's next? It's getting better and better. Chicky Roo says Gloria Steinem is a man. I tell you what, lots of these people are a bit each way. Having a bit each way. No, I shouldn't say that. Samuel says there is one documentary on the topic of the 60s counterculture, which is very interesting. If you guys are into that, you can find a channel called Days of Noah. East Coast Bakery says, hi, Charles, I love your work, love your videos. By the way, is that an antique globe behind you? No, it's a new one. It's eBay, $100 or 200. No, 100 eBay. Just that you open it up and you get there are a few wine glasses in there. Hey, Cos, why not do your show on a Friday so I can sleep in on Saturday when I'm not working, getting late, bro? Well, I've got 46,000 subscribers and I need a spreadsheet program this is why, I can't take personal requests. and that's why if someone's telling me they don't like the video, I'm like, well, other people do. What do you want me to do? Stern says one of the most fascinating Rockefeller Institute documents is probably the Order of Barbarians plan. Chris says, cheers. Metal Man says, I wish my teachers in school were like you. Wow. All right. So you're a bit younger then, eh? Samuel says, I will watch that. Jules Verne says, that's a shame. I only chat with people who don't have it. Good night, dear. Have a great life. Good night, Jules Verne. Cheers. Chris says, everyone should drink apple cider vinegar at least 3 times a day, 20 minutes before each meal. Yeah, but Chris, how long are you going to be doing this? You say this now, but how long are you going to be keeping this up? You won't keep this up. And so Hoyu says, hemp oil is holy. It was even used in the Jerusalem temple. Tara Spence says, It? What's wrong, Tara Spence? What happened? Verity says, morning tea's great for blood's sugar. Emma says, Chicky Rouge, I used a quarter of a teaspoon. Yeah. Tara Spence says, why not, you selfish pig? You see, this is what I was talking about. These mentally ill people coming on my channel. Are you joking, Tara Spence? You better be joking. You gave me a joking icon there with the tongue. You better be joking. But I get so many of these people, I'm deleting them. You better tell me, okay, you say okay, you're joking. Okay, good. All right, good. I thought so. All right. Chris says, we're experiencing what decades of Rockefeller medicine has done to the medical industry in the US currently. Yeah. Jacek Jakovsky says, good. A record about Vandals. Ooh. So he's got a nice thing about the book about the Vandals. Check that out. Sid the Monkey one says, if you watch that link, keep in mind genetics of ancient astronauts. Emma says, oh yeah, okay, apple cider vinegar and homemade soup. Sounds healthy. Sounds nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right, people. Oh, yeah. Steve is saying, ooh, or something. I don't know what he's saying. Metal Man says, how many languages can you understand? I understand a bit of Polish, a bit of Latin. Yeah, that's about it, unfortunately. And a bit of English. A bit of English. I tell you what, you can know so much about a language and there's still more to learn. Chris says, been drinking it for almost a decade daily, never got sick or any stomach issues, not once. Right. Oh, nice. So you have been doing it long term, have you? Yeah, but how are your teeth? Am I allowed to ask? How are your teeth? You're drinking, you put an acid on your teeth. How are your teeth? You probably got shiny white teeth, right? And you got all your teeth, yeah? Maybe, yeah, you're one of those people who do. Tell me. Now, hang on. You never got, you're doing it 3 times daily, you never get sick. Maybe that's the secret. Wow. Thank you, Chris. Maybe I'll do that. Wow. Okay, so what did you say before? You said we're experienced. No, you said everyone should drink apple cider vinegar 3 times a day, 20 minutes before each meal. Okay, that sounds interesting. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. I didn't know that. Okay, YW is you're welcome. Okay, everyone's telling me how it works. Right. Terry says Rhubarb tea is my favorite. Darkside says, remember the time the Dutch lost a Rockefeller in Netherlands, New Guinea back in 1961? Yeah, I mean, so one of the Rockefellers, he was an anthropologist, and he went to New Guinea to do anthropology, and apparently he got eaten. And so I read a book by an Australian detective. I've been unable to find what his name is. A very, very, very minor celebrity. Maybe he was on TV once or twice. And he had adventures with, don't know if he's still alive. I read this like 20 years ago. And he was the detective to go and find, he was one of them to go and find the Rockefeller skull. And what happened was he went with an ex-SS guy. He had an SS guy working for him. And this SS guy was always ready to beat anyone up who got in the way. And they eventually found a village, and the village showed them a skull. And first they wouldn't give them the skull. So the SS guy said, let's kill all the villagers. Let's massacre them all. Let's kill them all, right? And he said, no, I don't think that's a good idea. Eventually, I think they found another skull, and they actually showed it because this guy was out of money. He admits he's a bit of a flawed character, this detective. I think they found a skull. They assumed it was him. They showed it to the family, basically. But a very interesting story. If anyone knows who he was an Australian detective. If anyone knows, private eye, if anyone knows who this guy is, just tell me, and I want to look him up, but I've forgotten who he is. Anyway, there you go. Rockefeller. Yeah. Okay, so Sid the Monkey one says, Frangelico and apple cider, 200 ml of Frangelico and 300 of cider. No benefits, but tastes fucking awesome. Right, interesting. Chicky Roge says, wasn't that Tom Hanks? Verity Walker says, speak Australian too, mate. Yeah, Australian, that's right, Australian. Australian is basic. You know what Australian is? It's English. And American is kind of Irish. It's like Irish to the next level, like an exaggerated form of Irish. That's what American sounds like, doesn't it? The American accent. Maybe this accent started among the Irish in different cities like New York or something. The American accent, I reckon. DT says you put a spoon of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water, so that's to dilute it, I guess. Sid the Monkey one says they ate him. Yeah, they ate a Rockefeller, yeah. Because they're cannibals. Well, that's right. I mean, some of them are. And there's so much surface area in New Guinea. Like apparently you go to a different valley and it's like a different tribe, a different language. Thousands of different languages because of this massive surface area, undulating countryside. Yeah. Osama number 5 says the mainstream is a big pipe where all the little sewer pipes feed into. See also Cloaca Maxima, Circus Maximus. So this is a pipe in Rome? So Sid the Monkey one says, no cider vinegar with Frangelico, just apple beer cider. Okay, all right. Chris Belvedere says, apple cider equals healthy gut, healthy body. You're so right about that. If the gut's not healthy, the body's not healthy. One of the reasons I'm getting rid of coffee, because coffee aggravates the gut. So if it's aggravating the gut, it's aggravating the brain. Like in addition to the caffeine, forget about the caffeine. It's also aggravating the gut, which is messing up with the brain. But I'm not telling anyone what to do. You do what you like with your life. That's okay. That's all right. I'm not telling no one what to do. That's okay. So Lady Zaga says Laurel Canyon, Covert Ops, and the Heart of the Hippie Dream, David McGowan. What book is this? Metal Man says, what is the Canadian accent? Well, the Canadian accent sounds a lot more English, doesn't it? It's like you know, Canadians are like English people speaking with an American accent, isn't it? You know, yeah, isn't that? Lady Zaga says David also wrote a book on serial killers. Yeah. Hello, Mona from Germany. Tot Tracks, hello. Tot Tracks says Green Jesus blew my mind. It blew my mind too, actually, Tot Tracks, because I have to say that I wasn't expecting that. But when I saw that in ancient Poland there was a god called Yasa, and the priest said, "Stop worshipping Yasa," and I'm thinking, well, hang on a sec, that's the name of Jesus, Yesa, or Yesha. what? So either they became Christians before the other Christians arrived, an earlier form of Christianity, or the New Testament is attempting to pander to the requirements of an existing pagan priesthood, which happened to worship Yasha. And I think the original was maybe called Yasha anyway, Jesus. So it was just a bit of a coincidence that this guy in Jerusalem had the same name as an ancient god in Europe, and this enabled the Christian religion to take off and grow astronomically as it did. That's what I think. What do you think? Beardy says, this is great. So many healthy tips, but time to work now. Guns out. Thanks so much for your... Sun's out. Guns out. Thanks so much for your content. Thank you, Beardy. Sid says, any English-speaking person can understand a Canadian. Not so with the rest of us, lol. And he also says the best god ever is Tengri. What's Tengri? Lady Zaga says, programmed to kill, the politics of serial. Sid says, Beardy advocate, kung fu, work and time. Samuel says, have you heard of the theory that black people were in power in the medieval period? In power in Africa? I haven't heard of that theory, to be honest. By medieval period, you mean in Europe, yeah, don't you? Well, that's probably not the case. Otherwise, we'd know about it. So it's a theory. Sure, it's a theory, but, you know. So Sid says ancient Mongolian god is Tengri. Nice. Tara Spence says New Earth talked about that. Nice. Oh yeah. So what people People doing anything interesting today? What do you guys think about personal questions? So, I was kind of at a dinner the other day, and what do you do? How do you spend your day? What do you do for a living? I don't even know these people. Why are they asking me these questions? You know what I mean? People don't have any etiquette. I can't believe. What do you guys think of this? I can't believe these questions. What if I was a drug dealer? Am I going to say, "Oh well, I did some deal"? What if what am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to tell them, spill all the details? Do they want to know all the details? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So Terraspen is playing Civ 6. Oh my God. I remember Civ 2. That was very addictive, unfortunately. Mona says, that's blackwashing our European history. Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, look, if there was a black king in Europe, we'd know about it. Like there were almost zero blacks in Europe in the Middle Ages. And if there were, they were actually used by the nobility as personal servants. They don't show up in European history. They're in some old paintings, yeah, but these paintings are paintings of King Solomon, for example. You know what I mean? So yeah. Metal Man says, "Where do you find your inspiration?" I just passion. Just you know what? I do too much of this. I'm reading history, and boom, I'm seeing a pattern. And I think, well, look, if something happens to me, this is gone forever. But if I put it on YouTube, other people are going to know. So I'll put it on YouTube, right? That's why I did my channel, So as a whole, you says, what's with your Terra Preta? I have tobacco, tomatoes. The Terra Preta was a failure. The drought got it. It stopped raining late last year. And my experiment collapsed and everything died. The weather was too bad here. Yeah, unfortunately. Sid says black people role playing. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But he wants to know about redhead giants. So it's realhistoryww.com. There's a lot of information about this theory there. All right. Yeah, maybe, maybe, but well, okay. Look, here's the thing. Okay. Well, I'm guessing they're looking at this name Blackmore, for example. Blackmore, Schwarzenegger. Where do these names come from? Schwarz. Where does these names come from? Dark, black. These are European names. What do they mean? However, they may simply come from the heraldry. The fact there was a heraldry of a dark person on a shield, and if they're just relying on that, then that's not going to work. Because that's just simple. That's simply like a mark that they've been in the Crusades or something like that. Samuel Reeve says, "Oh yeah, okay." So Terra Spence says maybe just a few in coast towns. Chicky Roo says, except Europe is so precarious these days, you should back yourself up elsewhere as well. Yeah, so actually I've got to check out, I've got an account, all my videos that are going up are also going up on, there's an alternate to YouTube, I can't remember what it's called. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. It's got a funny, it's not BitChute, it's something else. And they automatically go up onto there. I forget what it's called, sorry. Odyssey. They automatically go up onto Odyssey. So you can check my videos there as well. So it's not just YouTube. And apparently Odyssey is not Google, but you never know. Yeah, okay. So Ape Kill Snake, hi, says, I love to talk to Ape Kill Snake. He says, let's talk pigeons. Sid the Monkey One says, imagine in like 10,000 years time after a massive ice age, when civilization comes back, they might find all these YouTube vids still bouncing around in the cloud. DT says black bread. Miles says people here would be interested in what Stoney killed. Just posted about the Order of Barbarians. Facebook shot it down instantly. Very interesting. Sean says he loves Robert Shepard and he says, I love him in That Way. Do you? No, just kidding, just kidding. No, not bitch shoot. I told you, Odyssey. Lapis Philosophorum says the Greeks were also black, lots of them. Actually, this is true. Yeah, I'm not saying with Greeks. They look like everyone from their empire. So they look like Indians. They can be white. They can be Arab looking. They can be Turkish looking. They can be a bit of everything. It's interesting. Because they were part of a big empire. So even Greek people are a mix of earlier races. To my view, just looking at them, you can see that. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. So Lady Zaga says Scorsese is making a new movie, Killers in the Flower Moon. The Osage murders and the birth of the FBI. That's unbelievable. Wow. So Ricky Roo says red hair and blue eyes are in my bloodline. Ooh, okay. That's nice. Verity Walker says, is the interest in the English Monique and European kings because they were 0 minus, O minus? Terry says, I'm really disheartened to so much misinformation on history. I used to believe all the history information is gospel, but thanks to people like you, Charles, I question mainstream history and research. Thank you, Terry. That's because the mainstream history and research is like one point of view. One limited amount of time was spent doing one particular piece of research, and this research has come to dominate the main mind. Emma says, I'm 3 minutes behind now, had 2 calls. How rude. Anywho, I've just built a shelf system for my son's room. Flat pack, now about to go into the garden, getting ready for seeds. Tara Spence says, the Greek chap who has the taste of Greece cafe in town looks like an Arab Mediterranean cross. Yeah, they look like Greeks look like everyone around them, but they're not pure. They're not their own purity. I shouldn't say that anyway. Yeah. Okay. Antonis. Oh no, I've been talking about Greek people, and here we go. Seriously, research ayahuasca. Enjoy and thanks again. Thank you, Antonis. Chicky Rouge says, I had not, but I don't doubt it. Ape Kill Snake says, what do you think about Antarctica? Oh, sorry, Antonis, you're Italian. Is that you got an Italian name? I can't tell. I don't know. Ape Kill Snake says, what do you think about Antarctica? Well, I think it's a big continent. It's very cold. It's down there. It's cooling us down tonight because it's going to be 8 degrees tonight. Yeah. Shep DGC OG Soldier says, hey Chaz, 46k subbies and 53 watching live stream. YouTube should be ashamed for shadow banning you. This is a disgrace. Great work always, man. Thank you so much, Shep. Sid the Monkey One says, look what Genghis Khan did across the world. Bitzers were everywhere. What's Bitzers? Samuel says, I subscribed last summer and only found your channel again yesterday. Recommended section is garbage. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Like YouTube used to behave with my channel completely differently. Completely differently. Anyway. So Bitzer says it means bits of DNA. Okay, bits of that, Bitzers. Okay. What country is that slang from? Stern says, nice show, nice hat. Have a great stream, everyone. Got to return to work. Bye. SLU says, I heard even the Anunnakis did look for ancient tech in Antarctica, called Builder's Race. Very strange text. Darkside says, you know how to rock a fedora. Oh, thank you. Well, I've just noticed, well, I actually don't, but I've just noticed that, you see, if you put it on like normally, it's a bit old fashioned. So it's going to be like that. Or it's going to be like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. No. Like, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's why I like that. Yeah. So Ape Kill Snake says, do you think it was colonized before a pole shift? And it's snake culture. You're talking about snake culture. That the rim on it is very serpentine, like yin yang, and the black soil and snow. I don't quite know what you're talking about, Apey Snakey, but okay. Sid the Monkey one says Australia. Metal Man says agreed. Your channel rarely shows up in my feed, and I check your channel daily. Yeah, it was. I tell you what, I was getting like 400 subscribers a month, 1,000 subscribers a month. Yeah, 1,000 subscribers a month. Now I'm making the same kind of videos, and I've lost 40 subscribers last month. Now, does that sound to you like YouTube is operating normally for my channel? Anyway, so Sid the Monkey one says, prob only a West Aussie slang word, mate. I should start a new channel on a different topic. Any suggestions? I'll start a new channel on a different topic, and I'll get 1 million subscribers. Yeah, I can do that. But just tell me what topic I could talk about. I don't want to be driving cars though. Not a car channel. No. Hey, Chicky. So Chicky Rouge says, I think Snake is the old world order, and Eagle is the new world order, not political. Ape Kill Snake says a trilby. Yeah, it's not a fedora, it's a trilby. Yes. I bought this I think in 2013 actually, and I don't think I've really worn it. It's actually a little bit. No, it's actually the right size. My head's grown. I think when I stopped being vegan, my head must have grown. This used to be looser. I've been watching a funny channel called Vegan Deterioration, and the woman actually says when you look at vegans, their skulls get narrower because the body's cannibalizing itself. I used to be vegan, so I think I went off that. I think my head must have grown. Who knows? I don't know. Whatever. Who knows? Anyway, right. Yeah. Okay. So, Chicky says, I think a lot of folks have been quitted from YouTube. GT says YouTube is now operating as a business for cash. Exactly. And Facebook is doing the same thing. Have you noticed that Facebook is currently forcing me? It keeps showing me these celebrity pages, wanting me to follow these celebrities, and this is what YouTube did. So they started they're pushing these celebrity channels, or they're pushing these mainstream history channels, not the independent people. But people want to see the independent people making fools out of themselves, and I've always maintained this. I tell you what, people don't want to see this scripted stuff. Yeah. So Sid says, anyone here know what my avatar profile pic is from? What is it, City? I can't even click it. I can't click it. I can't make it bigger. I don't know how. Darren says, talk about the devastation of the European Super League. Metal Man says, did the hat shrink? Maybe. Asahoyu says, Tartaria theory is a growing community, non-4-byte by the chief. So Asahoyu has a YouTube channel, and I've watched your latest video, Asahoyu. And Asahoyu basically started to make Tartaria videos, which is interesting. So Tartaria is someone's weird theory. There's a Tesla-like civilization. Ignores the 19th century. Ignores newspaper articles about the development of all these technologies seen in the photographs. I don't like the theory. Emiku says, Just thought I'd mention this is a first live stream I've caught. I've been subbed for a little while, so great. Hope I catch you again. Interesting chat. Thank you so much, Emma. Cheers. Thank you. A fatal paper cut. Hey, what kind of paper cut are you talking about? You mean something like fatal paper cut, right? That's quite a paper cut. What kind of paper is that? Raw bamboo? And he says, if I wanted to watch scripted stuff, I could turn on any news channel. Lol. AP Snakey says, I get my comments removed all the times. I left 5 comments on, now you're going into politics on AOC and 4 removed, and the week was not offensive but removed for commenting too much. Sexism, yeah. It's just the way it is, mate. Yeah. Lapis says, it's of the independent only make clips for vids on other platform. None so need. No wonder that the algor with no rhythm. So Lapis Philosophorum has a very interesting way of speaking, as you might have realized. Fatal Paper Cut says, ha ha. Ape Kill Snake says, the one your dog licks after eating deer poo. That happens to me all the time. I know exactly what you're talking about. Darren says you should a travel vlog. Oh, that'd be cool. Travel vlog. Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to travel vlog. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Terry Spence says, which of those US naval insignias of the world showing 2 totalitarian flags? Anyone know if it exists or fabrication? Sylvia from New Earth is how I know about it. Pablo Escobar says, congratulations from Brazil. Thank you, Pablo Escobar. Samuel Reeves says, nice talk, Charles. Going to head back to my schoolwork. Notification bell on. Thank you, Samuel. Sid the Monkey one says, if you want to go down an interesting rabbit hole, look up chevrons plus NASA. And Chicky Roge says, US has eagles over them. As Hoyu says, fat finger syndrome, mate. And I love playing with double sentences by wrong spellings. Awesome. Yeah, anyone found any good archaeological sites lately they want to share with us? Something new? And then after that, maybe in 10 minutes we'll just we'll log off. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Emma's still here. Oh yeah. We're still here. Tot says, will you be doing any more alchemy videos? Do you still have your laboratory? So I have another channel called The Blue Moon, where I put some of my scientific experiments. But I still have that laboratory, but it's going to become a garage. And I need to build a new one in the backyard. And I still have it, but it's kind of semi-packed up. And I just didn't have the time. I guess I'm so busy. I didn't have the time to do any experiments yet. Oh, I just built a laboratory. I don't have time for the experiments. AP Snakey says, do you think they will find anything in the new hidden chamber of the pyramid? What hidden chamber? There's nothing there. Tot says, any more? Chicky says, this one is great. Metalman says, yes. Alchemy. And Chicky Rose says, love the whole periodic chart you developed. Oh, you remember that. So yeah, in my alchemy video, we made a little periodic / kind of periodic table to explain to kind of explain what's going on with that. You know what I mean? So yeah. DT says, have you seen the new crater story from Miami, USA? No. Verity Walker says, are the Egyptian kings and English kings related? Maybe. Yeah. Sid the Monkey one says, ancient architects, mystery history, Zohar Stargate. And if you don't know these, I'm pretty sure you will like them. Well, how would I not know them? If I've got a YouTube channel, Ancient Mystery, how would I not know them? People are saying, "Oh, Charles, check out Robert Shepard." Oh, Chicky says, "No offense." Chicky says it was fascinating. VS Vic says, "What's inside the globe behind you?" I have the same one at home in Perth. It's from eBay. Just a few glasses. You bought that, did you? It's just some glasses. Just wine glasses, really. Can you see that? Yes, no. Yes, no. Don't know. Not sure. Oh yeah, right. Sid the Monkey one says, "Lol, fair enough." East Coast says, "I think I watched that periodic table episode 50 times." Thank you so much. That's one of my alchemy. I've made several alchemy videos because I got into that, and I found out some things that modern alchemists don't know about. Modern alchemists are doing alchemy all the time. They're writing about alchemy all the time, and there's actually some things I was noticing about that, and I can't even remember what they are, to be honest. I'm gonna have to watch that video as well. So Ape Kill Snake says, "What about the Greenland impact? You know, in science they always fall into a pair or a third. Rocks from peanuts in outer space." Mark Ukulele says, "Lots of good stuff from you in the last week. Cheers, mate. Thank you, sir." Asahoya says, "Lol." Toddy says, "Robert Shepard is sketchy." Metalman says, "Thank you for inviting us into your home." Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got so much junk in this house. It's just all junk. That's my house. Yeah. Ape Kill Snake says, "I'm trying to turn lead into Bitcoin." Wow. Animated series called Full Metal Alchemist. I've heard of that. I don't know much about it. Don't know what you're talking about, Asahoyu. Darren says, "What about a video on the Ethiopian pyramids?" That'd be a good idea. Yeah, maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, that link. Yeah, where is the link? Darren, give us the link, mate. We were putting the link. You didn't promise the link, but we asked for it. Come on, where's the link? Chicky Rose is talking about XRP. Shep says, "Gotta run, Chaz. Don't give in to YouTube's algorithms. Emma, you have the most key. Oh, okay. All right, we'll just keep that between yourselves." Darren says, "I posted a link above." Ape Kill Snake says, "That's why cars are called GT Grand Tour, where the rich used to drive across Europe." But what are you talking about? Yeah, GT's an awesome car. My car's a GT, but it's a disaster. It's a disaster. Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 So Steve says, "Use the lead to create a battery and use it to power a computer, and you're on your way." Right. Okay. Sid says, "That was good. See you later. Time for sleep." I might do that, but I got a sudden burst of energy, so let's keep going a bit more. Come on. Let's keep going a bit more. Give me your stuff. Give it to me. Tell me. Come on. Yeah, electroplating. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. So VSR Vic says, "Any chance you'd consider narrating any of your own books and popping them onto Audible or a similar platform?" Oh, maybe, but again, it takes a lot of time. You know, all you need I'd rather just write new books. All you need to do, just read it aloud. There's your audio book. You know what I mean? DT says, "Did the link not show up?" I didn't see any link. Oh, no. You did link it above. Oh, you did link it. I didn't see it. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so go above and check the link. There you go. All right. Ape Snake says, "You think the Egyptians were making batteries? You think that? You really think that?" They could have used batteries for many things. Just for, you know what? Just for doing scientific experiments, basically. For doing electrostatic experiments. Guess what? All of 19th century electricity, um, until they hooked it up to steam power, until they made the electric generator, is it's all battery powered. The first electricity for decades and decades, early 19th century, is all battery electricity. They didn't have electric generators, like powerful electric generators. Don't know why I'm talking about that, but yeah, batteries are the foundation of studying electrostatics. So don't necessarily think that you need to have a practical application. It's just its own thing. I want to do that in my laboratory. Just study electrostatics. Anrad says, hey Charles, greetings from Ireland. Was wondering, have you any thoughts on Earth being 500,000 years overdue a magnetic pole flip? Do you think it will happen soon? Well, I don't think anything will happen soon because the human life is too short for geological time. Steve says Baghdad battery. Cheeky Road says camel dung batteries. That sounds brilliant. Yeah, nice. Yeah. David, hello, David. David Crouch says, interesting research you've done on the languages. Thank you so much, sir, and nice to see you again. You've been in several chats, many chats, and thank you so much for your nice words. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Very nice indeed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyone doing anything? Anyone? Oh, it's Wednesday. It's midweek. Okay. I guess you're not doing anything. You're working, so I won't ask. Darren says Gympie Pyramid, Australia. AP Snakey says that's why they're doing that to us for the flip, like Poseidon. I think it's related to the pole flip before. Yeah. Oh, it's Tuesday. Okay, it's just clocked over to Wednesday here. It's 12:45 a.m. Chicky Ruji says Tuesday. Metalman says it's Tuesday. Yeah. Oh, you had to move furniture today. No, I don't want to pry into private life. I just been telling me something interesting. Just kidding. Chicky Rose says Mars Day. Sure is. Mars Day. It's God's Day. Tuesday is Deus Day, God's Day, isn't it? It's God's Day today. So what the hell do you think was worshipped on? What the hell country worshipped? Well, I'm guessing the Germans. Deus Day, right? Yeah. AP Snakey says, do you know that theory was discovered by Russian in space when he observed a nut in 0G turn twice and then flip? They kept it secret for years and calculated this for the size of the Earth. Oh my goodness, that's interesting. Mailman says, I didn't quite say it like that. Okay, I believe you. VS Vic says, Tuesday in Perth. We're always a little behind the times, though. Laws. And Chicky says, it's a day of action. Yes. Okay. Alrighty. So I guess I said we were going to log off, so let's log off. And thanks for being here, everyone. And, chatting to me because I'm a little bit lonely. So, yeah. Okay. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. And, yeah. Thanks for letting me bounce off some ideas off you people and all that. And, yeah. And just to finish off, a few more comments. Darren's talking about an ancient aquatic system. This is for eel traps and stuff in Australia. Ape says don't have night. Well, I won't because I've sort of stopped drinking coffee. I just had one today. You know what I mean? Just one. Yeah. Anrad said, love seeing you smiling, dog. Thank you. Chicky says, thank you. This was all so much fun. Thank you, Chicky Road, for making it fun, helping to make it fun. Thanks, DT. Terry, thank you. Thanks, Darren. Thanks, David. Thanks, Metalman. He says, when did we adopt a weekday name? What does week even mean? Look it up in German what week means. Weekday. Lapis Philosophorum says, keep it up, mate. Cheers. Best wishes to all. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. See ya. Love you. And join me again next time. You're talking about Sunken Pyramid off Cuba. I haven't looked into it, but thank you. Bye-bye. Cheers, guys.